So this is how to take the center console apart on a Peugeot '06 series. I think you'll find that now these are the 1999s. This is the this is the one that has the kind of manual fan control slider, that sort of thing. I searched all over YouTube and couldn't find anywhere how to do this, so I thought I'd show you how to do this in case you have the same problem. Anyway, the reason you'll want to get in here is if any of these little lamps in here blow out and you want to kind of tidy that up, or these lamps in here. There's also this slider here. You can see down there. It's probably not in focus, but you can see that there's a copper track here. That copper track can get cruddy and make the fan a little bit sort of sticky in its workings. But if you need to get in here for any other reason, then here's how you do it. Now, it's already taken apart, but that's good because you can see the salient points, and we can do this quickly so you don't have to watch through 10 minutes of video to get 3 minutes of information. So here's the deal. There's three sections. There's this top section, this middle section, and this bottom section. This is where the stereo would be. Now mine has an aftermarket stereo, so if yours has the official Peugeot stereo, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but I'm not going to worry about the stereo part, because once you get the fascia, once you take that out, removing the fascia is the hard part. It's the bit that that isn't intuitively obvious. So here you go. Once this top piece is taken out, this top fascia bit is taken out, and this bottom fascia is taken out, you can then access the middle. So you basically have to go in that order: top one, bottom one, and then the middle, or the bottom one, the top one. It doesn't make any difference. Both of these have to be out before you can get to here. The reason being, there's a couple of screws under there. There's one here. There's one here. These are all Torx screws. So make sure you've got a Torx driver to get into there. Now, once if you need to take this unit out, it is pretty much a pain. You've got two sets of wires back here, and you've got a couple of cables that have to be undone. The top one is not too hard. The bottom one is a bit of a nightmare. It's not impossible, but it's not fun. If you have to go that far, if you've gotten this far, you'll be able to figure out the rest of that. If you need to change the lamps, there's these small Torx screws. I think there's 5 or 6 of them here. That comes off, and then you can access these. These lamps. You don't need to take the sockets out, because these are little wheat bulb things. You actually just pull the bulbs straight out. You can, if you open it up, you can take the sockets out if they're faulty, but mainly it's just pulling those little wheat bulbs out. You can buy them off the internet for a stupid price, like $2 for a dozen of them. So don't get sucked into the Peugeot dealer deal where they want to sell you the whole socket. Anyway, here's the deal. Pretty straightforward. This bottom fascia here, okay, it's just held in. There's actually a couple of clips here, but it's just held in by two nuts that are on the back of here. So this piece goes in, basically fits inside here. Now once this is off, you can this is just clipped on. Oops, sorry. This part here is just clipped on, and you'll see these little clips here. Don't try to take this off like I did without taking the rest of it apart. It ain't gonna happen. See all the scars there? It ain't gonna happen. Wasted a lot of time. I could have had this thing apart 3 times the amount of time I wasted trying to figure out how to open that up. Maybe there's a place on the internet somebody showed you how to do this, but I didn't find it. Anyway, once you have these two out, you can just pop this fascia plate here. It's on those clips right there. 3 on the top, 4 on the bottom. You're done. Okay, so basically this bit here slips in here. There's a couple of clips on the bottom here, but you can reach those easily enough once you've got the center bit out. So put those 2 screws in or out depending on which way you're going, whether you're assembling or disassembling. This piece here fits in nice and tight, and then you can reach in here and get to these wee nuts. Okay, they're actually quite hard to see, so you can be poking around here with a torch like I did for quite a while until you go, hey, wait a second, those nuts actually hold this piece on. Okay, so put those nuts back on. You know, be careful not to drop them down here because they'll disappear in that black hole. So once you have that done and that's all bolted up, you can put the stereo back in. Moving back up to the top, it's pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, put this fascia on before you put this on is the best idea. I'm not going to do that because I'm still working in here, but put this fascia on first and then this piece. And then you've got this bit here, which is mine has the temperature display, and then the hazard warning lights and something else. I can't remember what it is anyway. But usually have a couple of dummy plugs. Pop this dummy plug, pop this dummy plug, pop the top of that switch. Those come off quite easily. Pop that off, and then you can, if you need to, you can pop this display out, or you can leave it in there depending on what you want to do. Pretty simple. You can see there's 4 bolt holes. Those go up there. That's done. That's done. You'll have the fascia plate on here, of course. Stick all these back in. Finished. And that's how you do it. All in all, if you want to take the whole thing apart, now that you know how to go and you know, basically do the top, then do the bottom, notwithstanding the time it takes you to get the stereo out, that could be a bit of a mission depending on how the original one or the one you have is installed. Normally there's just a carrier that slots in and then snaps in, and then the stereo snaps into that. But to remove this whole thing, once you know how to do it, I'd say 10-15 minutes max, and you're in there, in case you need to get to anything else. All right, have fun.